Hi, welcome to SAP BW session 9. Until now, we have seen what are the different types of objects available in the business object, business warehouse. Again, how to create a info object, info cube, multi-provider, right? And then load data into business warehouse from a flat file, right? So the objective of having SAP BW itself is the reason is why. The reason is because there is a lot of in memory or existing business content available in the SAP. That's the reason SAP is very on top of the niche application than any other one, because for every industry they have a generic objects available, and then the only thing what you have to do is you have to figure out what object or what business content required for your requirement, and then look for those objects and then start activating those. But then you can load the data from either from an ECC or from a non-SAP data source also. So we got everything available within SAP. Only thing is you have to activate them and start using it. Starting from info objects, info cube, multi-provider, BigQuery, everything is available. The only thing you need to figure out where it is available. Okay, I'm going to show you a small, the document where you will see what are the different types of objects available. So what is the business content? Business content is a pre-configured set of information which is available in business warehouse, and you can use them based on the requirement. Okay, so basically for every company or every field, there is business content available in the business warehouse. So you could have seen some of these, right? Like in our last 8 session, we could have seen InfoCube, DSO, key figures, characteristics, right? So SAP R3 extracted we will see in the future classes, but other than that, most of them you have seen, right? Workbook and all, it comes all the way at the end. So these are reporting. So business content in SAP is a pre-configured items which is stored in the system itself. Okay, it is delivered for us, in business warehouse. Okay, so it could be anything out of this. Like it could be a data source. We don't have to create anything. We don't need to create data source. Process chain, we will read it. This is another important topic which I will take in a separate class. But these are the different content available. And again, one thing we need to remember is business content, right? Business content, what SAP delivered to us is a delivery version. Okay, so we cannot use that version. We have to transfer that delivered version into our business warehouse, whichever what we require, and then make them as an active version. Okay, once you make it as an active version, and if there is anything you need to be added or modified in the object, then that will be a modified version. So there are 3 different versions. This is an interview question. If you can see here, there is 3 different versions of business content. Okay, so one is a delivered version is the one which we get from SAP. You're going to see what are those, and then the active version is one you're going to activate it. If you're doing any modification, then it's called a modified version. Okay, so always remember there is you cannot use the existing delivered version of the business content from SAP. We have to modify or activate and then modify it. Okay, let's take one example and then let's do a check how to do this one, right? So what I did is I logged into SAP BW here, right? So I will go to our tree code RSA1. Okay, so when you are in the RSA1 on the left side, you see modeling, right? In this modeling, you can see all these are the objects, right? The info provider, info object. These are all the place where you can model it. Okay, and you see something called administration, right? I mean, different tabs are there, but for us, what we need is let's take one good example, okay, and then we can go ahead and see. So if I'm going to go to a place called BI content, okay. Going to take some time, okay. So this is the BI content, means it is basically has everything. What are the objects available in the business warehouse based on the different modules, right? Just a business warehouse module or financial, EHS management, and then sales and distribution. Everything will be there for our need, like based on the requirement and then what you are going to develop, you go to find out the object, and you have to activate those objects in the in business warehouse before doing any changes. Okay, let's now see. Right now it is it has been showing by info providers by info area. So I'm going to change it to object type. Okay, so object type means this one is easier for us. Basically, here you can see it is by object type: info area, application, role, info cube, aggregate, everything, right? So different based on the objects, right? So that's why it's object type. I'm segregating based on the object type, and I'm going to show you a example, a step-by-step example, what you're going to do. Okay, so if you need to see what are the different objects available, then you can go to this. I will be sending this document to you guys, but just in case I'm telling, right? So, okay. You can click on this, copy this. That's actually the place from where you can. This is the central component place from where you can see all the different, at least 3 different modules: financial, logistic, okay, financial, and then under financial you have different sub modules, right? And then logistics are there, right? In human resources, these are the 3 main modules which mostly people will be working on. There will be other models also, but most of the time it's always human resources, logistics, and financial. Okay, so let's take one example from there. Okay. Okay, I'm going to take one example. Okay, for example, let's take this cube. Okay. Don't ask me where this cube came from. This is one of the cube where for the financial data, loading financial data. Okay. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to see what is available there. It's there. Then basically we will try to activate those. Okay. Okay. Give me 1 second. Okay. Let's see. I'll show you that whatever we. Okay. So let's see in the financial. And there should be an account receivable, financial accounting, controlling. Let's see where is account receivable here, right? General ledger is there. Account payable, account receivable. Sometimes they would have changed the link, but let us find out. Okay. It should be here in the reporting financial. Let's go back to this one. I thought this is it accounting? No, I'm not seeing that one here. So let's Google it, right? So if you cannot find it, then the best way to do is to let's Google it, okay? Reporting financial HP3. Okay. This is HANA optimized, but we have to come to this one later on, but I'm going to go to the regular one. Okay, this is the one, right? General accounting, So if you can see, this is the latest data source, but we're going to load the one. So to load this data source from ECC to BW, we have to first activate the dependent objects, right? So what are the objects we need? So the object what I'm going to activate is, where is the object? Okay, let's go back. This is the one. Okay, this is the multi-provider. Okay, so we need to get the multi-provider will be everything will be. I'm going to explain to you how we're going to bring all the related objects. Okay, based on the InfoCube. Okay. Okay. So let's do that. Then let me go back to the system, and then where we're going to see in the InfoCube. Okay. The InfoCube. If you click on InfoCube, we have to select what object, right? For example, we need this object 0 FI, right? We got to search for. You have to search for this object. Okay. Let's see if this is coming or not. Okay, it says that there is one object found, right? Customer line item replicated. Okay. Okay. So now, what is our next thing? Next thing is to activate the business content, right? So let's select the object. Transfer selection, right? We need to transfer selection. Choose one or more source system, right? So what is it saying? You have to let the system know that from which source system you are going to get this one. Okay. So which one is it? BW. Let's select this. Okay. Logical system. All right. Let's go. So now here, the object what is selected, right, has come to the place where you can do some more activities. Like you got to, you know, even though you got the object here, there is something which you need to do. There's something called installation or activating the object. So when you drill down this, you can see the info object related to the info object, right? Again, info area, clicking on info area, reporting financial. So this is the, so what I am doing right now is to activate this info cube and then the dependent info object, right? So if you see here, these are all active versions. So somebody, this is a training system, these are already, everything is green. So somebody is already activated, right? So you don't have to install it again. Okay, so you need to drill down and see whether you need it or not. Okay, so there are some other things which I'm going to explain here. Listen carefully. One thing is, for example, if you don't need this, right, what you can do is right click, do not install any below. Okay, so anything below will never be installed, because these things you don't need actually, arrow defense and everything and all you don't need, right? Unnecessarily we are now affecting the performance. Again, we don't need this, but right now it's because active version, you're not going to worry about it, right? So I'm going to close this. So I just wanted to let you know, if you do not need something, then what you can do is do not install any below. Okay, remove object, everything, whatever, and it's based on your requirement only. Okay, so once the object is here, then there is something which we need to do also. Like there is something called grouping, install, collection mode, display. Okay, so in the group, let's see what is grouping first. Okay, so grouping is, there is 4 different types of grouping available here. One is group only necessary object. Okay, so right now it's only I'm going to activate only the FIARC30 info cube and the dependent, whatever necessary for this. So the whatever necessary is already here, right? For this info cube, we need this account receivable, reporting financial control. This is the info area, and this is the info cube on the dependent object, right? So there is also a couple of other things, data flow before, data flow after, data flow before and after. So what this will do is, if I click data flow before, it's going to bring the whatever the data available before this, like for example DSO, data source, everything will be coming into this when you are activating. Again, another one is data flow afterwards. Afterwards means we saw the multi-provider like M30 in the Googling, right? So if I select data flow afterwards, it will bring everything from here as well what we have to what we need after this, like for example the multi-provider, the query, anything after this proceeding this info cube will be available also for us, right? And there is something else before and after. Before and after means it's going to bring everything, anything before info cube, like TSO, data source, and then the transformation, again anything after, like multi-provider, everything. Okay, so we need only for simplicity we need only necessary object, right? Again, install, there is 4 different types of there. One is stimulate install. Before installing it, we can always do a stimulation to find out whether there is any error or not. Okay, so and next is an install in background, install and transport. Transport we will see in the future classes. Okay, transport is basically you have to collect the objects from one environment to the another environment. So you usually do the work in the development environment. Once you confirm everything is working fine, then you have to move this object to the another environment, right? QA, and then QA from there to the production, right? So that's where this comes into picture. Okay, and collection mode. There is 2 different ways of collection mode. Collection and collect automatically means, for example, if I say data flow before and then collect automatically, it's going to collect everything automatically. If I say manual, then I need to make sure that everything is available. Okay, so manual collection. Okay. Then display hierarchical list widgets. Okay, fine. So right now we already have everything. right? And just what I'm going to do is I'm going to stimulate the, okay, I'm going to stimulate the installation right now. Okay, let's do a stimulation. Okay, so we see that the installation is, right, so installation of this cube is, everything is green, so there is nothing, everything is consistent, and this cube has been used, widely by most of the people, so, it's been already installed, so we didn't find any difficulty. So most of the time when you are trying to do this, you need to be very careful, because sometimes some of the objects you might not need, some of the objects might have some dependency. All these things you have to be taken into account while installing or activating the any objects, right? So now, because it's already, I did a stimulation and then it's working fine, I'm going to do a install. Okay, let's do the install. Okay, it says that to install, installation of cube is done and it's green, right? Okay, okay. I'll try again one more time. So like that, I'm saying match XR copy. What does it mean is, if there is another copy there, I'm asking to match it actually. Okay, we just installed it. If there's another already existing InfoCube copy is there, I'm going to match it, right? So which we can do it, or that's also not a problem. Okay, so now I already installed it. I wanted to go and see whether the same info object is available or not, right? Copy this, go to modeling, info provider, try to find this object. This object should be available, right? We already installed it, right? Activated it, right? It should be coming on its way, because right now, even though it's got it's completed, there are sometimes, it should be coming on its way. So financial modeling, okay, reporting, financial asset accounting, ESP4 was here, okay, right? Let's take again. It should be on its way, right? Because it's taking some time, right? So let's go back and see, right? Okay, let's see. Why did we do that? Right, this is was customer item line. Let's go back again. Info area, info provider, why not? Let's find in a whole place, right? Okay, there is something wrong here. So let's see why this is not, even though we activated it, why this is not coming up. Okay, let's see one more time. It is available, right? It's available under which one? This content. Right click. Transfer selection. We'll see one more time. Let's see. So it is active and it's available here. Okay. I'm going to install it again. This is in which info area? Let's see which info area. Account receivable, putting financial E3, financial management, and controlling, right? Okay. Let's go save one. Let me open another screen. Another session, right? And see, we'll see. Okay, this is in Word. Info provider, info area, right? Financial, accounting, controlling, if I'm correct. Account receivable. Okay, we have this, right? So it took some time, like, basically, it's not that, like I was saying, there will be some kind of, even though it said yes, there will be a kind of a time lag difference between, because it's working something in the background. So, that's the reason it did not come up, right? So now I'm going to find out again, it's bringing up, right? So it's working on from the back end. So once you have this InfoCube, then you can start working on, like, creating transformation based on the data source or DSO, or either way. Like, for financial, it's always we have to go this way only. Okay, so for example, for financial loading, right? FI data load from ECC or flat file, right? It's always data source, DSO, and InfoCube. This is a very important interview question. Is it possible to load FI data directly into InfoCube, avoiding DSO? Okay, so try to find the answer for this. Okay, and use the same document. I'm sending this to you to replicate the same. Okay, so replicate the same process what we did. Okay, just now, because this is very important. Like, unless you learn this one properly, we cannot move further. So I would really appreciate if you guys can. I'm giving you two steps, two documents. Okay, two step-by-step document to work on this part. Okay, so read and practice this. Okay, so in the next class, next session, I will teach about what are the different types of extraction available from ECC to BW. So, okay, right? So that's about it for this class, and we will see in the next class about further an advanced topic, like extraction. What are the different types of extraction available? How do you extract the financial data, and then FI data or SD, SD extraction, LO extraction, all those different topics. Okay, this might look like a new for you guys, but I will make sure that you understand everything. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.